When we were kids, gaming was so carefree, but as adults, it's become sweaty and stressful. Oh, when did you get over there? Well, for me, gaming on my Game Boy SP was my companion for long road trips, flights, or staying up way too late. I never thought about optimizing my build or grinding for XP. I was just playing, and it felt good. Then I grew up, and I became a dad. And gaming became a hobby that never really fit into my life. The Steam Deck made gaming carefree again. Before I jump into why it can do that for you too, let me tell you a story about how my 3-year-old almost destroyed this thing before I even got the chance to use it. After incessantly tracking the device, it finally arrived, and I was stoked. As I pulled everything out, it felt like being a kid on Christmas morning again. In the excitement, I set it on my desk to finish pulling the cord and everything else out when my kid grabs it without me noticing. She apparently thought it was a drawing tablet. She took a pen to it and drew what must have been a masterpiece, despite me definitely not seeing it that way. The only reason the screen survived is because I didn't take that thin film off, and I'm so glad I didn't, because I slowly peeled it back, terrified I was about to see a completely destroyed screen. But it was fine. Perfect, actually. Perhaps that should have been a sign that this thing was going to stick around. I want to talk a little bit about why gaming became hard. I've always loved gaming, and I've probably never stopped loving it. But the busier life got with work and family, actually gaming, actually doing it, became exhausting. My PC is in my office, and to use it, I have to either sacrifice a fair bit of sleep or work with my wife to schedule time where she's good with me disappearing to game while she takes care of the kids on her own. That space is also where I do my day job and where I create these YouTube videos. When the budget needs to be updated or taxes need to be done, friendly reminder, get them done, my office is where it happens. So gaming became this thing I had to plan around, coordinate, and feel guilty about. And even when I did do it, I couldn't fully relax because my brain goes into work mode. I still loved gaming, I just couldn't make it happen without it feeling like a burden on everyone, including me. I was originally introduced to the Steam Deck through some videos on YouTube. Polidroid, I think, was the first video that I saw. Shout out to Polidroid, he's great. And I got the Steam Deck so that I could play Pokemon games via emulation, hoping to hit that nostalgia chord from when I used to play my Game Boy SP growing up. I tried to set up the BIOS files, and I really wasn't having any success, so I kind of scrapped that and ended up downloading a bunch of games that I already owned on Steam that I hadn't played yet but wanted to play. Games like Hades or Spiritfarer, and that was great. They ended up being some of my favorite games, or at least in the recent past. I've really been enjoying them. I think getting the Steam Deck was one of the better decisions I've made in the recent past.
Why you so obsessed with me?
For a lot of reasons. One of them being that it didn't just give me a way to game in small chunks of time, it gave me something bigger. I don't feel like I have to ask my wife anymore if she's okay with me disappearing upstairs to play games for a while. That was seriously the biggest benefit, not having to coordinate, not really putting extra childcare burden on her, and therefore I wasn't feeling guilty about it. I can lay in bed next to my wife as well while she watches The Bachelor or Below Deck. I'm there. And though it's not super high quality time, we're spending time together all the same. She's not going to bed alone every night while I'm locked away in my office working or gaming. Or I'm on the love sack in the playroom while my girls play with their new kitchen set. They're running around and making pretend food, insisting that I eat it and do it in the most entertaining way. And I can pause my game real quick, go into sleep mode, whatever I need to do, put Hades away, and I can be with my girls. And then I can get right back to it within seconds if I want to. Gaming doesn't take me away from my family anymore. It doesn't create extra work for my wife because it fits into my life with them. My workspace also gets to stay a workspace for my job or for YouTube or anything else, side hustles or whatever. The Steam Deck mostly lives in my room or on the kitchen counter, so it's just there and it's ready for me to pick it up. My brain can more easily relax when I'm gaming because I'm not in the space where I work. And I mentioned it a few minutes ago, but it is great that I don't need long gaming sessions for some me time now. I just need 15 or 20 minutes. The usual situation is something like looking at the clock after hitting upload on a video and it's 11:30 at night and I've got like 20 minutes before my brain is fried and I have to go to bed. So I'll usually get ready for bed and I'll see the Steam Deck right there on my nightstand. So I'll grab it, turn it on, and I'm back exactly where I left off in like seconds. Or perhaps I wake up early and I've got 20 minutes before my kids wake up. And instead of choosing to watch another YouTube video, I can actually play something because the Steam Deck is there on my counter and it's just as convenient. Or maybe my wife's watching TV and I'm next to her, so I turn it on, play for 15 minutes, and then I put it away. I don't have to go walk to my office or check with her, I can just play. Gaming doesn't interrupt my life anymore. Instead, it fills the spaces between everything else when I want it to. And best of all, it doesn't feel like a commitment anymore. One benefit with the Steam Deck that I didn't expect is that it would reignite my love for solo gaming. For the last few years, I've really played a lot of games with friends, whether that's like Apex or Fortnite, competitive, more sweaty games. And the Steam Deck brought back that feeling of playing for me, not to win or to grind. I can play Pokemon, I can play Hades, Kirby, Dynasty Warriors, games I'd never touch on my PC because they feel like a waste of time compared to serious games. But on the Steam Deck, they don't feel like a waste. They feel carefree. Playing and being satisfied doing just that. No gaming sweat with Apex or Fortnite. I kind of forgot what that felt like. I'll share an example of when it became clear to me with the Hades games. I played the first Hades on my PC and spent around 15 or so hours, but I kind of rushed through it, focusing on the main quest line and usually used the most efficient builds. But Hades 2 was the first game I played on my Steam Deck, and I mess around with it. Still to this day, I'm 60 hours in and I beat the main storyline, but for me it's fun to just try new builds, different variations, different boon setups. It's fun to mess around in the game. It's the same game series and I'm not too different, but it's become a totally different gaming experience. It puts you back in a spot where you can enjoy it instead of treating the game like a checklist. Probably my favorite part about the Steam Deck is how effortless it feels. So many people, creators, techies, have put all sorts of work into making this device something that's easily customizable and personalizable to anyone. It didn't require me to become a tech wizard. I haven't run into a game that doesn't work well on the deck, and it's crazy that you can set it up with a simple login to your Steam account and some quick installs and you're playing. Then you hit sleep mode and in an instant, you're done. In my opinion, it's better than my Xbox due to the breadth of games that I can play, and it's more comfortable than my PC because I can be laying in my bed. Emulation was a little bit of a pain to set up, and I actually really just got it working this week. I've been enjoying playing games, but even before that, the Steam Deck was perfect for my lifestyle. Gaming feels careless. It feels effortless again. No commitment, no friction, and best of all, no planning my whole evening around it. I'm a money guy, so for me, the affordability of it was pretty huge too. If you watched my last video, you know I'm a saver, and I love that I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars to make any of this happen. The Steam Deck OLED is $549 through Valve refurbished, even if you get the 1 terabyte. I feel that any adult with an ounce of self-control can save up for that and then get to play all the games they already own, so you're not rebuying anything or paying for subscriptions that you need to worry about. And don't even get me started on Steam sales. I try to stay away from them, but it's wild that you can buy 10 incredible games for less than $100, like 4 times a year. This is the most affordable way to game as a busy adult. I will throw one counterpoint in here. There are people that might not be into this. People who are into competitive shooters, for example, should probably play on a PC or a console. Same for giant hardcore strategy games. Games like Total War, maybe Civ. I enjoy those types of games as well, and for me, they're better on a big screen with the mouse and keyboard. The Steam Deck doesn't need to replace those, though. It can give you back the games that you forgot you loved, or help you try some new ones. So if you feel at all how I feel about gaming, then I would suggest looking into a Steam Deck. Pick one up if you don't have one, and if you do have one, try it again. It really is the perfect device to fit into your life as a busy adult, to give you back your gaming time and make it feel effortless and carefree like it did when you were a kid. It really does hit that nostalgic chord. Maybe for you, it'll also renew your love for solo gaming if you've sort of lost that. And it can all be done at a pretty affordable price. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful, insightful, or at least entertaining. And if it was, it would be awesome, very cool, if you left a like or subscribed or anything like that. No pressure, no need if you don't want to. But this has been really fun for me in general. I like to take games and gaming related things to try to help people, myself included, with our everyday life difficulties. So if you like that, stick around, maybe check out some of my other stuff. Thank you again though for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. And let me know what you think about the Steam Deck, if you're gonna get one, or if you have one, what you're playing right now. I'd really like to hear about it. Have an awesome day. Thanks.